What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we conclude the Gauntlet Series for the Baseus Inspire XH1 headphones. This has been a fun, eye-opening Gauntlet Series. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I have. And their final opponent will be the Sennheiser ACCENTUM Plus headphones. Now, this one, the Sennheisers obviously are a little bit more expensive than the XH1s, but I thought this would be a really good head-to-head just to measure exactly where the XH1s fall as far as, you know, compared to a little higher price, another higher priced headphone that I think would be, again, a great matchup for them. All right, so as always, if you're in, I will leave price specs and app breakdowns for each of these in the description if you're interested in all that stuff. And I'll also leave descriptions on where you can pick up one, or links rather, not descriptions, sorry, but links to where you can pick up one or both of these if you are interested. This should be a really good finale. I can't wait to dive in. So without further ado, let's get it. All right, we're going to start off with the XH1s. We are in the Baseus app. Right now we have them in transparency mode, but I want to show you guys, I am using the Sound by Bose EQ. I explained in my previous video about the custom EQ and how it is limiting the headphones and their as far as their sound goes that I've discovered. So I've been moving on with the Sound by Bose EQ setting here, so preset rather. So we're gonna rock with that. All right, so we got that in. We're gonna flip these guys over to noise canceling. All right, so we got noise canceling on. So let's go ahead and, you know, check our volume level. Now, I normally have these guys turned up one tick above my preferred listening level because I think I normally get the best sound out of them that way. I do have it set up that way now. As you can see, I just went ahead and turned that up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and open this up. We're going to pull up my music. I actually have it queued up this time. All right, don't judge me. All right, and here we go. We're going to put the XH1s on. Let's get the camera flip. All right, so you guys can see me. Let's get our cutaway. All right, we got that up. Here we go. The song title is Feeling Good by Dominique Fils-Aimé. If you're interested in checking this out on your streaming service, by all means, get that and then let me know what you hear on these songs. If I'm missing something or something like that. I always like to learn from you guys. All right, so here we go. Song number 1. Let's get it. All right. Right off the bat. And then I did turn it up one notch. I got good volume there. Nice clarity with the vocalist. Very clear. The background vocalist came in nice and clear as well. Again, her enunciation of words, the B's, the P's, and T's popping. Again, her breathing rhythm. Inhale before the verse. You can hear the exhale at the end of the verse. Very clear. And I love how the background vocalist fills in the space. Again, very, very clear. I love that part. That's my favorite part on there. And very, very clear. Just love the way that sounded, all of them together. Again, really good sound. Now that I've found the sweet spot for them. And I love the clarity of the vocalist, the spacing as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and switch over to the ACCENTUM Plus, see how they handle song number 1. All right, we're back in. We are in the Sennheiser Plus app. I think that's what it's called. Let me see. What's the name of this app? Yeah, the Sennheiser. What is it? The Control Plus. I want to make sure. Smart Control Plus. That's what it's called. All right. I just wanted to make sure. All right. So we in the Smart Control Plus app for the ACCENTUM Plus. wireless earbuds. As you can see here, we do have. I have it set to my sound personalization. I think I get a better overall sound from that one. So we're gonna go ahead and rock that. I cannot use bass boost with the sound personalization, so that's been grayed out. So we don't have to worry about that at all. And as you can see, I have my ANC turned all the way up to 100 on here. So that's what we have here. So let's go ahead and get these guys on. All right, I kind of triggered the audio by putting them on. All right, let's go ahead and make sure that our noise canceling went the other way. Whoops. There we go. All right. Had to fix that. These sensitive touch controls. All right, so let's get into our music here. Let's back that up. Let's check our volume level. Whoa, we way up there. All right. So we got our optimal listening level. Now we can get the camera flip. We got the ACCENTUM Plus on. Let's get our cutaway. All right, here we go. Song number 1 for the ACCENTUM Plus. Let's get it. Okay. Decent volume. I think let me make sure I'm locked in. All right, I am locked in. Decent volume. I think, do I have to? I would just turn them up one tick. Okay. All right. So one tick above my preferred listening level. They're good to go. I like the clarity of the lead vocalist. Again, just like the XH1s, you're getting all the detail and the nuance of her singing. Very clear. And again, just like the XH1s, the background vocalists sound nice and clear. They do seem like I have a wider soundstage, though, on these. I love this. The harmonizing, sounds like they got nice spacing. So that, all right, I'll pause this. So it just seemed like the soundstage is there's wider on these headphones than on the XH1s. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that, but they sound very clear, both background and lead vocalists. This is going to be an interesting finale here. So let's go ahead and dive into our second song, our bass song. All right, we are back in for song number 2. Our bass song is Pony by Werenoi. Man, this is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get in. We got the XH1, sorry, on. Let's go ahead and get the cameras flipped. Let's get our cutaway. All right, we are ready to rock. Let's get it. All right. Now, again, volume is right where it's fantastic here. Vocalist nice and clear. The piano in the background, very crisp. I like that. Oh, that low end, that low bass. And there's that little dip, that little deep dip there, too. Very nice. Ooh, there's that deep dip again. Very clean. All right, now let's turn this up. All right, that's good. All right, again, but the higher volume levels, sorry, the vocalist doesn't sound distorted. Ooh. Nice bass hit and that low rumble. Oh, it's so clean. Ooh. Very clean. All right, let me bring this down. All right. I loved it. I was losing my words there, but man, even at the higher volume level, the vocalist didn't sound distorted. The piano in the background was nice and clear and crisp as well. No bass drops was serious. It hit nicely, and that low end rumble, which I guess is the mainly the cornerstone of it, because it really came out. Did a really good job at the beginning, and it maintained even at that higher volume level, and they just sound real good, especially when you got the low bass, and then it got that lower dip, and It was just sound really, really good. Very nice. All right, let's go ahead and get these switched over. I can't wait to see how these Accentums handle that. Let's go ahead and get these guys on. All right, just do a quick test, make sure we good. All right, let's see how, make sure I'm squared away on these. All right, there we go. All right, let's see how the Accentum Plus, Justin. Let's see how the Accentum Plus handles song number 2. All right, here we go. All right, clear vocals. Piano sounds nice and crisp. Again, a little wider sounding. Okay. That bass, nice little rumble. And we got you that little dip. Again, but the vocalist sounds nice and clear too. Let's go ahead and go back up. All right, there we go. Again, nice and clear, nice clarity with the vocalist. Woo. Okay. Nice punch with the bass and the low rumble. Oh, very clean. Oh. Okay, let's back it up. Okay, again, nice clarity with the vocalist at a high volume. Let me take these off. And even at the higher volume, the bass, nice punch there with the bass hit. And then the low end, nice solid rumble. And then you got that nice deep drop there as well. It sounds really, really good. It was a lot of fun. I might have to do that again off camera. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into our third song. All right, we are back in for our final song, Avrats by Infected Mushroom. Excellent song for testing for on all instrumentals, one of a few that I have. All right, we've got the XH1s in or on. Let's go ahead and get the camera flip. All right, we got the camera flip. Let's get our cutaway. All right, here we go. Song number 3. Let's get it. All right, right off the rip, nice crisp keys on the keyboard. Nice little rumble with that little rumble nugget there at the beginning. Picked up nicely. And I love the echoing, how it just goes on and on. All right, now we add a couple more keys to the sound. Again, the clarity is phenomenal. And we got the rattling instrument moving around in the right ear. Now you got that bass. Nice hit. And we got the clanging instrument in the left. Ooh, that's a nice deep drop. Clean. All right, so now you got the clanging instruments here on the left, the rattling instruments here on the right. The bass, give you that nice, smooth bass drop. Now you got the little wave sound coming in as well. And extras. Is that a horn? I don't think it's a horn. But you do get a lot of different musical sounds. And again, you can focus on one individual so they got good spacing. All right. Man, there was a lot going on in that song, but it was very, very clear, and the bass was nice and deep. I love the way he sound. Man, it sound really good. All right, so what we're gonna do now is go ahead and switch these over. We're gonna put the Accentum Plus on. Let's make sure we are nice and locked in on these guys here. All right, let's slide over a little bit. Do a quick test. All right, we are there. All right, here we go. Song number 3, the Accentum Plus headphones. Let's get it. And Nice and clear. Let me make sure I'm not cheating these guys. No, I'm not. Okay. Wait a minute. Am I? All right, there we go. Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't cheating them. But it get nice crisp with the keyboard. All right, we got the rattling instruments in the right earbud. Again, moving around, sound nice and clear. Again, seems like a wider sound stage. Here's that bass drop. We got the clanging instrument here in the left. Nice deep drop. And then I like the clarity of we got clarity of all the instruments going in. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. And we got the wave sound come in. We got the extra sound. Sounds like a horn, but that's in there too. I like the clarity. And again, the spacing. Everything is, you can follow a single instrument if you want. I like it. Man, I like the way that sound. Only thing, I'll save it for the next segment. But man, this was a really good head-to-head. They both really came and show improved on this one. But man, that sound real good. I love this. I just love this song for testing. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to get this cleaned up. We're going to come back. We'll talk about these 2 headphones, these 3 songs, and we'll pick our winner of this finale. Stay strapped in. All right, we are back in. And, man, this has been a really good finale of this episode for the Gauntlet Series for the Baseus Inspire XH1 headphones and their final opponent, the Sennheiser ACCENTUM Plus headphones. I don't know why these went in the pairing mode. Let's go ahead and turn this off. All right, there we go. They went into pairing mode for some reason. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about our first song, "Feeling Good" by Dominique Fields. I really hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Both of them did a really good job with the vocalists, both lead and background. I love the way the background vocalist filled in the space. You got the nuances as far as her enunciation, her breathing patterns and everything, just slight echoing that went on as well. I just think even turning them up at 1 tech, I think that the Baseus were the louder of the 2 earbud or headphones. In my opinion, even at max volume, I think the XH1s was a little bit louder. Was louder, I'm just gonna say. And then the ACCENTUM Pluses, man, they got these names. The ACCENTUM Plus as a had a wider sound stage. They did, they got, you could tell the difference in spacing between the vocalists when listening to one or the other. But man, they both did a really good job with the clarity of the vocalists and everything else I already mentioned. All right, let's go ahead over to our second song, our bass song. Both, again, gave me clarity when it came to the vocalist and the piano in the background. Again, I think the XH1s were louder volume-wise. But again, the wider soundstage shined for the ACCENTUMs. I wish I could have turned these up a couple ticks more to get them where they, to bring out the, make them a little louder. But I liked them where they were at first, and then when we got into this song, I don't know what happened with the headphones, but it seemed like I don't know, maybe they were taking on a little bit, I don't know if they were taking on too much with the different sounds, and I don't know, but they seemed to sound get a little lower. But then when I turned up both of them, again, the vocalists, the crispness of the vocalists and the pianos maintained their integrity, no distortion. The bass hits were really nice and punchy on the XH1s, and that low end bass, even with that lower dip, just even got better. Same with the ACCENTUMs. Again, they had a wider sound stage, so the bass didn't have that punch that that energy to match the XH1s, but I love the low end bass on these. It was really smooth, and then of course you got that deep drop as well, which did not disappoint in my opinion. And they did a great job there, but you could definitely tell the difference in overall volume between the two during that. And then going into our final song, Averats by Infected Mushroom, all instrumental. Again, right out the gate, both of them did a really good job with the keys on the keyboard or synthesizer, if you will. They both gave you that nice little low end bass nugget at the beginning. They both found that and produced that sound, which is always good because there are some out there that miss that. And then of course the rattling instrument, the clanging instruments, the fact that they were moving around, they actually sound better. They sound wider on the ACCENTUM Plus than on the XH1 in comparison to each other. And then you got the bass come in, nice punchy bass, got that drop, it just sound really good. And then of course you had the other instruments, you had the wave sound, you had, I think it was the horn back there in the back as well. And just the whole package was good spacing on both ends. A little bit better spacing on the ACCENTUM Plus because of the wider sound stage, I believe. But I mean, you can't knock how great they sounded with the XH1s. I mean, this was a great overall competition to wrap up this Gauntlet Seris. I really enjoyed it. It was good to have the ACCENTUM Plus back out to compete against other headphones. It's been a little bit. I haven't been able to get back to these in the rotation yet. So again, I like to have them out, stretch their legs a little bit, and show and give us a little bit of a taste of some things. Just remind everybody that yes, they are still out there. They're still available. I just couldn't pass up putting them in against the Asus, but the Baseus here. Again, so if I had to pick my winner on this one, I'd have to give the nod to the XH1s in this comparison. I think because of the overall volume, because of the bass, and I'm gonna give them a tie when it comes to the vocalists and instruments. I think they both were very crisp and clear on that, but I think the bass and the volume, which is the other two of my three that I rate by, I think they lean more towards they go in the favor of the XH1s, hence making them the winner of the finale. Of this one, they sound really good. Now, of course, after making some adjustments, you guys know what I'm talking about. They really starting to shine now, in my opinion, and they will get the win on that. But again, the ACCENTUM Plus, a really good pair of headphones by Sennheiser. They had their caveats with overall volume, but man, they got really good clarity when it comes to the mids and highs. Very crisp, very clear. And the bass is something we can work on for sure on these to give them the trifecta. The bass and volume is the reason why they fall short on this one. And that will wrap up the Gauntlet this episode and the entire series for the Baseus Inspire XH1 headphones. If you like what you see, go and hit the like button. If you want to join me as I continue to do videos like this and others, I still got some unboxing videos to do, and look what just showed up today. That's right. The Status Pro X has finally darkened the doorstep, so we will definitely be doing an unboxing video for them. So you definitely want to make sure you are subscribed to the channel, obviously, and hit the notification bell, because we got other videos coming up as well. Let me see. There's something else down here. Let me see. Is there another one down here that I got to do? Oh, yes. This came too. So, had it a sideways. Yup, the CMF Headphones Pro. We got them in as well. So, we're going to be doing some unboxing videos all next week. It's going to be a busy, busy week for me. So, you definitely want to make sure you are in on that. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So again, I appreciate you guys coming out, and I'm not going to hold you any further, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.